Hello and welcome to Her First Time Hayden Plays Hollow Knight. Today we're going to be delving into this old knight's dreams, memories, subconscious in a search for, well, we'll find out what we're in a search for. This place, as far as I can tell, is called the White Palace. As you can see, this is the bridge that we were just on and that we've walked across quite a few times on our way to the Lost Kin. That's obviously the man whose subconscious we've entered, the knight, doing his actual duties and guarding the palace, which you can see kind of in the background. What's interesting to note is, like, where has this place really disappeared to in our reality, where it's submerged in darkness and the abyss? Like, how does something of this nature just vanish? Like, it's humongous, it's in the middle of the ground. Unless it's collapsed completely into the abyss, I don't know. Yeah, so here we are in White Palace, surrounded by a load of root trees akin to what the White Lady seems to be made of. I think that's important to note. There's a lot of shrubbery. This whole level, as you can tell from just there, is a massive platforming section. Obviously my favorite thing in the game. Platforming, not. So yeah, it was a bit of a struggle to get through, but we did it in the end. Yeah, I mean, it taught me a lot about myself as a gamer and just my own kind of sadistic, I'm not going to try and say that word, my own tendencies to punish myself as I kind of soldiered on through it. Like, you're probably only going to see 15-20 minutes of content here, the edited down version, but I was stuck in this place for hours. As you can tell, I'm going in here with just probably the completely wrong charms, and about halfway through it I have to kind of reconvene or kind of find myself again at the bench and put on all the hive blood charms so I'm able to regenerate health, because I found myself just standing at particular intercrosses and sections that I was trying to work out how to overcome them, and I just needed my health to regenerate. Quite like Celeste in that manner. I haven't actually played the game, but I've heard a lot of people talking about it. Is like, you're really just playing screen to screen. You see a puzzle on screen and you're just trying to work out what it is to surmount it. Wow, what's that? I think that game is meant to be like you're kind of climbing a mountain, the mountain of depression, and learning how to overcome those feelings. I wish I knew how to. Just kidding. But not really. I don't. Oh god, that's a bit dark. I shouldn't have. Nah. Ignore me. Everything's happy. Look how clean this place is. Cleanliness is next to godliness, isn't it? Well, did Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins coin that phrase, or was that something that already existed and he just put it into his lyrics? I'm not too sure on the origins of that. Speaking of the Smashing Pumpkins, they've been like doing reunion tour for over a year now, haven't they? Me and Laura are planning to go. Well, for Christmas she got me tickets to Benicassim. It's a festival in Spain that essentially has no one that I would consider that I really want to see playing at the moment. I think the two biggest bands are Lana Del Rey and the 1975, but I know like the Smashing Pumpkins are playing a lot of festivals around the continent at the moment, so that would be quite interesting to see a kind of 90s grunge goth band. I mean, like, Billy Corgan looked like Voldemort before Voldemort was the thing, playing in the blistering heat on the Spanish coast. It would be a nice juxtaposition. I don't know how it will go. Who I'm really hoping for is, against all odds, because I think they're playing two other festivals in and around Spain, or actually no, just in Spain, like in similar areas, is the Strokes. So the likelihood that they're going to play Benicassim as well is slim to none, most likely. But they're like on my bucket list of bands that I want to see. I mean, I got her Fleetwood Mac tickets for Christmas as well. It's going to be a very musical year for us, which is one of her bucket list bands. I don't really know much about Fleetwood Mac outside the singles. I think Rumours is the only album I listen to. She's done lots of music this year. She's been to see the Stones. She's going to see Bob Dylan and Neil Young. I've seen both of them already, so I didn't really feel like I needed to see them again. Neil Young is one of the best concerts I was ever to. Didn't particularly care about Bob Dylan, even though I love his actual work. Like, I'll listen to an album. King, your troubles, let us. Yeah, so this is obviously the Pale King's kingdom. Sorry, I was just on a mad tangent about all the festivals that I'm planning to go to. My king, all for us. So we're seeing into the mind of his minions. So everything the king has done, he's done it for his loyal subjects. He wasn't a selfish king, as far as we can tell. I still think there's something very important to note about... It's like... the place isn't quite abandoned. I don't get, like, with the sheets all over the furniture and stuff. That kind of implies that it's like an old home that's kind of been repossessed and everything's been ready to be moved on. But then that doesn't really fit, like... Okay. This is going to be a weird one because I know I was talking about it a few weeks back about me doing my whole tidy out of all my stuff. But it's... I'm not going to say minimal, but it has that sort of aesthetic, you know, that minimalist whole thing that everything's really white and clean. And it's like... essentialism, I suppose, is the right word for what I'm trying to get across. It's like... you know, where you throw out everything in your life except exactly what you need. It's like, what did the Pale King need? He was getting rid of everything else in his palace. All that furniture is ready to be packed away. But what did he want to keep? These Sawblades that are just whirling around the place, cutting anyone that tries to maneuver their way around the palace down. Was he incredibly paranoid? I don't see why you would coat your palace in these sort of things. It seems bizarre. King, your troubles let us. Butterflies as well. I wonder what the butterflies symbolize. We've seen moths. We know that the radiance, which seems to be an aggressor, well, we know it's the aggressor. It's where the infection seems to be coming from. It's that forgotten idea. So, moths and butterflies, yeah. Two opposing forces. We know, like, we've seen the worm. That almost looks like a caterpillar in a way. Like, you know what I mean? How it's kind of cocooning. And we see the symbols around there as well. The king's idols. It's kind of winged. Could he have been at some stage have had something to do with butterflies? The monarch's wings as well. That was something that we got. Huh. I'm piecing things together kind of for myself. Oh, this is just all horrible, all this. It's so anxiety inducing even watching it back. Like, yeah, it's just so difficult, the platforming. Who conceived of this? I suppose it's not actually a direct main part of the game. It is all optional. So I'm putting myself through it. I wondered the devs used the whirligig saw when they played Bloodborne. Proper Beyblade style. Yeah, and I don't think I deserved to survive that there. That was a bit fluky, the way that I just popped back up. And in... Oh, this is a hard one of going under, up, and grab. Yeah. It's cool, though. It's really nice how you have to try and piece it all together. I wonder... So... Yeah, what day is it today? It's Tuesday. I'm not sure of the exact date. I think it might be like the 14th or the 15th. There's loads of things coming out this month. So that must mean... yeah, I think Friday is the 17th, is it? So we're only like a week and a bit. Maybe just over a week from the Resident Evil 2 remake. That's gonna... I can't wait to play that. Onimusha Warlords, the remake of that, just came out today. I think it's €20 on the PS Store. My history with Onimusha is we had it as a kid. I was really inept and dreadful at it. The one that's just been remade, or not remade, remastered. I had we could get to the last boss. I think I had a cousin that could beat it, and I never really saw past. It was the big kind of red armored guy. He looked like a bit of an ogre. Like that's where the game ended for me. And today I've learned that the game is actually only like 4 or 5 hours long. So I mean, if I had managed to get past it, there's probably not that much more content. So I'm probably going to invest in it at some stage. It's just, there's so much this month in terms of games You have Resi 2, you have Kingdom Hearts 3, you have that Onimusha. I want to play Gigas. It's on, I think it's out on Mac OS at the moment. That looks really good. I still haven't played through any of the Delta runes that I have. I think it's only one kind of chapter. But speaking of chapters, I've still not played any Life is Strange 2. You know, I didn't really care about Life is Strange. Didn't like Chloe. Thought she was a bit of a horrible person. I didn't find it that hard of a choice to sacrifice. I let her die instead of sacrificing Arcadia Bay. She was kind of an awful selfish person. Why would you kill an entire town to save her? This, I think, was probably the hardest part of all the platforming. This set me back a lot. And there's a lot of just standing here trying to listen to the sounds of the Sawblades and trying to judge, should you dash, should you walk, where exactly should you stand, and the timing. There's just so much precision based gameplay in it. I'm quite tired. You can probably hear that from the way that I'm a bit scatterbrained in how I was talking. I was up until like 6:30 this morning. I woke up at 3 o'clock, had dreadful nightmares, and then just kind of lay in bed. Just like, no, I'm not going to go back to sleep. And then I was just listening to a load of nonsense YouTube videos just about how to get your life together and all that sort of stuff. Then I started watching things about tiny homes, people living in tiny homes, and just, it seems so unsustainable. It's like, I like having 4 walls, knowing where I'm going to poop and where I'm going to shower. I don't want to have to be going out into a lake. What about winter? It was a woman living in a yurt. It looked awful. It's like, no, it's 2019. We don't need to live in yurts. It just looks, you don't have anything. Like, I don't want to be going into a bucket at the end of my bed. No, thank you. No, thank you, sir. We're still trying to march on through all these whirling Sawblades. Oh, what I did watch today was, I didn't watch all of it. It's the first part of Lobus Jr.'s run through. It's the new mod for Dark Souls 1. What is it called? Something Daughter? Daughters of Flame? Daughter of Ember? Daughter of Fire? It's basically like a complete restructuring of Dark Souls 1 with almost double the content and items and enemies moved around the place and new enemies put in, new bosses put in and new items put in. And it's really, really cool. Watching someone that is so as familiar with the game as he is, and it is clearly a really skilled player, like just discovering new things and trying to overcome, like he doesn't know what's going to come. It's great because I don't play on PC, so I really don't know. That's not that I don't know. It's like I'm not going to be able to experience it for myself because it's not what I play games on. So it's really cool watching someone else play it, which I hope you guys feel something similar or get something similar from watching me do this. It's just an inspiration watching other content creators create. I actually subscribed to my very first Patreon last week. I think it was the guys from IGN UK, Gav, Rory and Krupa have set out on their own to make their own Let's Play series. I think it's called RKG. They just play through Dark Souls and all those sorts of things as well. It used to be called Prepare to Try, it's now called Retry. I suppose they're like the main influence for me starting this channel, was just watching their camaraderie and friendship and just how great the relationship was. Of kind of people, it seemed they were clearly friendly in the beginning and they were work colleagues, but watching it kind of evolve over the years into them literally being best friends and now setting off onto their own thing as business partners. It was really cool and really special to watch it unfold. I mean, you're getting the opposite from this channel. You're watching my relationship go to dirt as I torment my girlfriend more and more by backseat gaming as she plays through Dark Souls. Sorry now, I just have a suspicion that none of this is recording, so I'm going to check. No, it's all recording. That's great. Back we go. Sorry. It all kind of was, oh, that's going to set this off now. There's going to be a slight delay. Oh, I'm a silly boy. Silly boy. And true. Excellent. Well done. And dead. So I'm just going to kind of splice through everything now again, just to kind of get through this as fast as possible, because I discovered a lot in the interim of playing the game. As you can see now, I have the Hive Blood charm on. Actually, I should apologize for not having this up on Monday. You would have saw that I put up part episode 8 part 2 of Laura playing Dark Souls. I just wasn't ready after the weekend to put this up to do the voiceover. I got it all edited together, but I just did not have the time, and with just everything I had to do of looking for work and all that jazz, all that fun stuff. Because guess what? Casual employment where you're just rung in the morning or at the night before the day starts and asked, can you come in, isn't sustainable long term and isn't great for you. I want some sort of stability and structure in my life. No cost too great. Again, what does that mean? That he would do anything for his people or do anything for what it... Yeah, I'd like to think it's no cost too great for his people, for his kingdom to protect people. I think the Pale King was fairly A-okay. No blazing kin, only one light shall shine against the dark. The worm becomes beacon, minds expanded to yield to devote. Eternity and promise and charge in prognosy cursed. Progeny, so his offspring would be cursed. No blazing kin, no firing kin. Does that refer to the lost kin? Only one light shall prevail. Obviously, from what we can gather, is that the radiance is a light. The light, that seems to imply that the light is good in a way. That doesn't make sense. So I was messing up here for ages. I was just dream nailing him. I didn't realize I had to actually hit him. So that's why you just saw that little edit. And what did we get? The second part of the King's Soul. A pure charm vessel. It's pretty cool. Soul of worm, soul of root, heart of void. So that's right. So yeah, because the Pale Lady is some sort of plant-based creature, isn't she? So that her part is the soul of root. The soul of worm is the Pale King himself. Okay, and their union. Holy charm symbolizing a union between higher beings. The bearer will slowly absorb limitless soul contained within. Oh, so it symbolizes their marriage or what they create. Right. What we're doing here now is since we've got this little alcove or hole has opened up further into the abyss. So we're going to explore what is in the true core of the earth, even deeper into the darkness, where lots of my brethren are coming for me. It feels like I'm a child again, like my own younger brother trying to... Just fighting with my own younger brother. We had the most violent, outrageous of fights. Golf clubs, hockey sticks, hurleys, you name it, they were weaponized. And it's annoying because he was younger than me, but he was always bigger. In terms of like, he was a stocky young lad. So I never really stood much of a chance. Kind of emasculating that, to admit that. My baby brother would always whoop me. Even though back then I was the heavier one. Don't know, maybe he had speed. It was like Oberyn Martell versus the Mountain. I wasn't the Mountain, I didn't have any muscle. I just liked tenpenny mix-ups. Blackjacks and fruit salads. My favourite penny sweets. Back in the day, I don't really eat them now. Even though I do always love the bananas and those like turtle ones. It's like the green turtles with the yellow underbellies. Great sweets. Someday I'll go into the in-depth ranking all the best sweets or crisps. That's really a cool effect, seeing your reflection in that egg. Dream nail. And what happens? Fade to black. No cost too great, as the king says. No cost too great. I think what we're seeing here is failed vessels like the Lost Kin, and what we saw early in the game, the first time that we fought Hornet and Green Path. Just any bodies that didn't even make it that far out into the world, just been thrown back into the abyss. And here we are, digging our way up through it. Maybe it's not that they're failed. Maybe they've been thrown in so the abyss can inhabit them. So they're either at the end of their lives or at the beginning. Or is it all the same? No mind to think. This was quite difficult as well, just trying to jump through the darkness. You can't really see anything. Yeah, you don't really know if it's a beginning or an end for them. In the words of Rust Cole, Time is a flat circle. No will to break. No love to lose. No stomach to feed. No emotions to quell. No senses to overwhelm. I'm just making stuff up now. It's poetry. No voice to cry suffering. Ah, yeah, I would have said that next. To come crashing down on me. Born of God and void. So the Pale King being the god there, I presume. Well, I suppose the union of gods, the White Lady, the Pale King, and then filled with the darkness. So they must be beings of light themselves as well, similar to the Radiants, but newer, because I think the Seer said that he was like the OG god. He was the original being of worship, and then he began to be replaced as more were born. I suppose it's like Zeus hanging out and then just becoming irrelevant as people latch on to Hercules. What a guy, Hercules. Don't really remember how that song goes, but it's definitely one of the more underrated Disney movies. I loved it. And what's his name? Oh, we're up. To see the truth. Follow your daddy out. Look back. We see the beginning of our own journey. Oh no, it's not. Is it the beginning of our own journey? Or is that the Hollow Knight been born? He's completely different horns to us. They seem taller. You shall seal the blinding light that plagues your dreams. You are the vessel. You are the Hollow Knight. Okay, that was the birth of the Hollow Knight, not our birth. And now we have the Voidheart. The same sort of power as the knight, or something that even transcends the power that he possessed. I'm not too sure. You have to crack a few eggs, mate. Let's see what the Voidheart says as I struggle through the menus. I've only been playing the game for countless hours at this stage. An emptiness that was hidden within, now unconstrained, unifies the void under the bearer's will. This charm is a part of the bearer and cannot be unequipped. So basically we have the power of the void now at our disposal. They are no longer attacking us because we are the master in some way. I'm not too sure, does that mean that our attacks are now more powerful or not? But that's all I have to really show for this episode. So I guess thank you for joining me on yet another adventure through the White Palace and into the depths of the abyss, the yin and yang of this episode. We started in the blinding light and ended in the deep darkness. I think we're coming close enough to the end now, if we have the power to control the abyss and confront the Hollow Knight. So that kind of means it's time to confront a nightmare, return to the DLC, dance with the devil, etc., etc. So hopefully you guys have a good week. I will see you then. Goodbye, peace out, so long, farewell, arrivederci. I don't even know what that means, if that just might be nonsense.